Hi everyone, so in this video we're talking about something called solids of revolution. So far when we've talked about creating three-dimensional shapes, so far we've mostly just talked about starting from the bottom and stacking up a bunch of two-dimensional shapes, and that creates a three-dimensional shape. And that's why for cylinders and for prisms, the volume is just the base times the height, because it's this base repeated over and over until you get to the full height. Same thing with a prism. Start with that rectangle base in this case and go up to the height. That's not the only way we can think about creating a three-dimensional shape though. First of all, that doesn't even work for things like cones, pyramids, or spheres. So thinking about creating these shapes, if we were stacking up from the bottom and going to the top, a cone would be like a stack of circles, but unlike the cylinder, those circles are not all going to be the same size. Those circles get smaller and smaller until it's actually just a point. With a sphere, it's also a stack of circles. Those circles start as a point, get bigger until you reach the middle, and then get smaller. But again, just creating stacks of shapes is not the only way we could think about creating a three-dimensional solid. In fact, with round stuff like this, sometimes it's easier to think of it in a different way. And so I want to introduce to you what's called a solid of revolution. When you revolve something, that just means like rotate around an axis. Just like a revolving spit of chicken or something. So we're creating solids by revolving a two-dimensional shape around an axis. For example, a triangle. If I took this triangle here and revolved it about this axis, spun it in like a full circle, it would create a cone. So that's another way we could think about creating a cone, is taking a triangle, something two-dimensional, revolving it, and you get a cone. They don't always have to be like normal shapes, like this is some weird looking spirally thing, and if you were to revolve it around the x-axis, it would form something like this bowl-looking shape. Go ahead and try this one. So if we were to revolve a rectangle around a vertical axis, what 3D solid would that create? If you're not sure, you could actually try it with like a piece of paper. So like take a piece of paper, hold it here, and if you were to revolve it around in a circle, that wasn't very good, but what would it create? It would actually make a cylinder. Because this top part would go around in a circle and the bottom part would go around in a circle, making those bases, and but it would be kind of rounded on the sides, which would be a cylinder. So you don't need to like memorize any of this. It's just be able to figure it out. It's good practice, this three-dimensional stuff for your brain. Here's a few more that I just wanted to show you. So if you were to revolve like this semicircle around, it would form a sphere. Okay, I want to show you, just to wrap this up, a little video. I'm not going to turn the sound on, but it's just going to demonstrate a few more of these. So rather than taking like a square and dragging it, you could rotate it. A sphere would be, again, like a circle or a semicircle you could rotate. Again, a cone is from a triangle. Okay, so we'll stop it there. Just wanted to kind of show you those demos because it's sometimes hard to visualize.